Okay, so I was trying to recreate this website, um, and when I came to this portion, uh, I got stuck. And I thought this section would be very easy to make because this section is just a listing of the most popular categories of this website, right? So we have salads and most popular, dinner, quick and easy. All of these are the categories of this website, and these are the most popular categories, right? So I thought, well, it's very straightforward to make, but it turned out to be a lot harder because of these images. Now, at first I thought these images were coming from the categories, but actually uh, these are coming from the featured recipe of the categories. So if you go into one of these categories, if you just click on one of them, you're gonna come to this web page and come to this page, and you're gonna it's the salad page. It's the salad category page, and you can see this image. This is the same image as this one, and this image is coming from the featured recipe of this category. So these images are coming from the featured recipe of these categories. So I had to figure out a way to make to assign uh, one recipe as the featured recipe of uh, of the category, and it turned out a lot harder, but I solved it. It took me some time, and this is how I actually solved it. I solved it in three phases, in three steps. First, in the phase one, or in step one, I had to deal with the foundation setup, where I, created the recipe post type, and then create the sample recipes, and I set up the categories. And then in the in the phase two, or in this step two, I created the featured recipe system, where I uh, created uh, created a system where each category can take a featured recipe. Uh, so I figured out a way to make a recipe featured of a category. Now, and in phase three, I showed the so in phase three, uh, I had to show uh, the category listings in the home page, right? Okay, so let's start. Let's start from phase one. So, okay, so our first task in phase one is to create the recipe post type. And I'm using JetEngine and Elementor to create this in WordPress. So I have JetEngine and Elementor. And our first step was to create the recipe post type, and in JetEngine it's very easy. You just have to go to JetEngine and click on post types and click on add new. Okay, so JetEngine, we have post types here and add new. We're gonna call our call the post type name, set the post name as recipes. Okay, and this log comes automatically. And let's expand labels. We're just gonna add this so that uh, the add new button says add new recipe. Okay, and we're gonna go into the advanced settings and make it hierarchical, and we're gonna change the icon. It's a recipe, so I don't know, what should we pick? Let's pick the character, and we want to be able to add the featured image, and that's it. Let's click on add post type, and the post type is here. You can see add new recipe, right? And we currently have no recipe. Alright, so the first step is done. Okay, let's go to the next step, which is create sample recipes. Okay, I'm going to skip this part, and I'm just going to add it. I'm not going to show you. I'm not going to show you the part where I'm adding 10 recipe samples. Okay, you can do it yourself. Let me just quickly pause here and add that, right? Okay, so I'll see you in about I'll see you in 5 minutes or 10. Okay, I've added the recipes. These are some of the recipes I found on Pinch of Yum, and I've also taken the photos from Pinch of Yum, so all credits go to them. But the content, I generated the content using ChatGPT. Alright, we're done with the step with step 2, and let's move on to the next step, which is set up categories. Okay, so first we need to create a taxonomy, and we're gonna name it recipe categories. Okay, so let's go to taxonomies and click on add new. We're gonna call it recipe categories, and we're gonna assign it to our recipe post type, and we're gonna make it hierarchical. Alright, so let's click on add taxonomy, and there you go. We have it right here, recipe categories. Now we're gonna add some, we're gonna add some categories, and then we're gonna assign some recipes to the categories. And again, I'm gonna pause now and add them, and then I'll get back to you. Okay, I'm done adding them, and if I go to recipe categories, we're gonna see all these categories. They're right here. All of them looks great. Alright, so here we're done with this. I think we're done with phase 1. Let's move on to phase 2, where we create the featured recipe system. So we gotta, I needed to figure out a way to create this featured recipe system where all categories can take a featured recipe. All categories can take a recipe as their featured recipe. Okay, and the way I can do that with JetEngine is by using relations. Okay, so I'm gonna go to JetEngine. I'm gonna add the relation, and in relation you're gonna have to work with a parent object and a child object. So the relation has to be between two items. One can be the parent, and the other can be a child, and there are different types of relations, such as one-to-one, but we're going to establish a many-to-many relationship, because we want we want our recipe to be able to be the featured recipe of many categories. Okay, so let's do that. Let's click on add new, and we're gonna call it recipe categories, which is our taxonomy, and which is also gonna be the parent object, and we're gonna and the child object is gonna be the recipes. Okay, so we're writing it as you know, recipe categories is the parent one, uh, and recipe is the child object. So in the parent object, we're going to select recipe categories, and in the child object, we're going to select where are you, recipes. Okay, and the relation is going to be many to many, and that's it. There are many other options, but we do not need to worry about them. So click on add relation, and I think we're done creating the relation. Okay, now we'll have to assign a recipe uh, as the featured recipe of the categories, right? So I'm gonna go into the categories and select the featured recipes for them. Okay, so I can just come here, come to this air fryer category, and I can click connect and click here and connect it to our recipe. Okay, so let's add crunchy roll balls as its featured category. Okay, so and click on update. Cool, and I'm gonna do this for uh, the rest of the categories, and I'm actually not gonna do it for the rest of the categories. I'm just gonna do it for the main categories. As you can see in pinch of yum, you know, ideally I'll have to do all of them, but I just want to be quick here, and so I'm gonna add featured recipes for only the most important categories. And the way I judge uh, the most popular categories is by counting how many posts they have. I know we can we shouldn't do it like that. Usually uh, the you know the most important categories are gonna be the one that are most viewed by the users, right? But that adds different kinds of complication, which I right now want to avoid, and so I'm gonna keep it simple, and I'm gonna make I'm gonna select the most popular categories based on how many recipes are associated with them. For example, chicken has 6 recipes added to them, right? So this is gonna be one of the most popular category, right, in our case. Anyway, let me just quickly add them. I'm gonna pause here, and I'm gonna do it in the background. Okay. Okay, I think I'm done with assigning featured recipes for the categories, and that uh, and that ends this phase 2. Okay. Okay, now it's time to show everything in the home page, like what we have here, and this is the toughest part to actually show it. So you can see we're going to do it in 2 parts, where we're going to have a 4-column featured category section and 9-column circular category section, and you can see it in pinch of yum right here. So 4 columns and 9 columns. Okay, And because they have distinct styles, we have to do a lot of work. So let's start with the 4-column featured section. Uh, first, we need to uh, create a term listing. So first, we need to have these terms, right? We need to show these terms on our home page. Later, we can think about the featured images, okay, of the recipes. Uh, but right now, let's be concerned with showing the categories, okay? So salads, most popular categories like this. Uh, and to do that, we actually need to create a term listing, okay? And we're gonna call it listing top 4 categories, okay? Let's create the term listing, and we can create it by coming to listings and click on add new, and this is gonna be a term listing, and the taxonomy is gonna be recipe categories, and we are gonna call it listing top 4 categories, okay? And let's create the listing item. Okay, let's first uh, reduce the preview width to 360. I think that would be ideal. Okay, now we just have to get the category name right here, right? So we can bring in the dynamic field widget, and the source, we're not gonna change the source, it's okay, but we're gonna change the object field, and we're gonna select term name, and that brings us the term name, okay? Now we're gonna style it like this. So we're not gonna worry about the font. uh, let's worry about the font. Let's get Arvo, and let's center it. Let's center it, and let's add the color. I already have the color, the yellow, as you can see. It's EDB654. You can come here and put it right here. You can click on the color picker and put it here. I'm just gonna click on this icon and select this, okay? And yep, that looks nice. Okay, now it looks good. And we're gonna select and make the color white, and we're gonna need a bit of padding. I think let's add 8 top, bottom, and okay, okay, let's keep it like this. Okay, let's keep it like this. Let's just see how everything looks, on the home page. Let's get out of here. Okay, let's go to all pages, our home page. Okay, we are on the home page, and we're gonna get a container, and we're gonna pull the listing grid, okay? And we're gonna put our listing grid right here. So listing, yep, listing top 4 categories. I'm gonna show them in 4, and let's delete this one. Okay, and we can, set the post number, right? And we can select the number of posts we want. Right now, it shows, all the, it will show all the uh, categories, okay? So, like, we can put 10 here to bring 10 categories, but you know, we're not gonna have 10 categories here. And this is just showing the recipes are not coming here based on uh, how popular they are, meaning how many objects, how many posts, how many recipes are associated with them. Okay, and to actually do that, we need to create a most popular query, you know. So let's hit publish and let's create the query. Okay, let's come to query builder and click on add new, and we're gonna name this query query top 4 categories, you know, and this is gonna be our terms query, and we're gonna select our taxonomy here, and we're gonna order by the number of objects and order from highest to lowest, and we just want to show, you know, 4 queries. Okay, and we can see the result. You know, it shows 4, and we have gluten-free as the first category, and it has 7 posts, followed by leafy greens. It also has 7, 6, and 6. Great. So turn this off. Click on add query. We're gonna come to our home page, hit refresh, and select our listing grid, come to the custom query, yes, and we're gonna use the top what. Okay, let's correct it. 4 was missing. Let's just select it, and as you can see, it only shows 4. Let's hit publish, and let's just take a look at it. So nothing like let's hit let's add some padding to the bottom, so the footer there is some space between the listing grid and the footer. Okay, this looks good. And okay, let's add some padding here too. Anyway, okay, this looks nothing like this one, but you know, we're close. We now have to add the featured images, the featured image of each category. Okay, so next we need to add the featured recipe image, and to do that we need to create another listing. Okay, the reason is if we let's go to the list, let's go to our top 4 categories listing, and okay, you know, we can pull the image, but it's not gonna work, you know. We cannot use a, you know, we can just add, you know, say the term image, because there is no term image, and what we need here is the featured recipe image of this category, the air fryer category, and we somehow have to get it. The question is, how can we get it? And to me, the answer is you cannot just pull an image widget here. What you need to do is pull our listing grid here. We have to, you know, get the we first have to get the images of our recipes. Okay, so we're gonna get all of them right here, and then we can use the query to say, hey, we just want the recipe that is connected to this category. So we can say, so we're going to say we want the featured recipes image of this category. So okay, so let me just let me show you how it works. Okay, we're gonna keep it here, and now we're gonna create another listing. This time the listing source is gonna be posts, and we're gonna select recipes as our post type, and the name is gonna be listing featured recipe image top 4. Yeah, it's a big name, I know. Okay, again I'm gonna reduce the preview width, and we're just gonna pull the image widget here, and we're gonna say use the dynamic tag to pull the featured image of our post. And I think we're gonna set some size max with 100%, and let's make it 260. Okay, let's make it 270, and then select object fit cover. Let's make it 300. Sorry, 300. Okay, looks fine to me. So now we can use this listing in this listing grid. Okay, we just have to refresh here, select it, and listing, yep, featured recipe image top 4. Okay, we're getting all the we're getting the recipes, the 6 recipes. Okay, the latest 6 recipes. We're gonna set the column number as 1, and we don't, these are just our latest, these are coming from the latest recipes. Okay, but we need the image of the recipe that is connected to air fryer, right? So how can we do that? Well, we can do that using a post query. Okay, so we are here, we're going to create a post query that's going to return the recipes that are children in the relation that we created in phase 2. Okay, so let's see how it works. Let's get out of here. Okay, so query builder, add new, and let's call this query featured recipe image top 4. Okay, so we're gonna get the top no. Okay, now we're just gonna call it query featured recipe. Okay, and it's gonna be a post query, and we're gonna select the post recipes, and we're gonna get down to post and pages, and in posting you can add the post IDs and to only show those posts. If you add 1 here and then 10 and 25, the posts with these IDs are gonna be shown. Okay, but we just want to show the recipe that is connected to a category. Okay, so we're gonna get the featured recipe of our categories, and to do that we're gonna select related items, and we're gonna select this relation, and we want to show the child object. Remember, the child object is the recipe, and we want to show the recipes. And we're going to use current object ID, and what this does is it gets the current object ID. So for example, if you are in this category page, we are in the air fryer category page, and so what it's going to do is it's going to get the object ID of this air fryer, and it's going to check uh, um, check which recipe is connected to this object, this air fryer's object ID, and it's going to get that a recipe, and we're going to get the image of that recipe. So click on apply, and that's it. Okay, let's hit refresh. And we're gonna go to custom query, and query featured recipe, right? We're gonna get the featured recipe now, and it works. We got the recipe, we got the featured, we get the image of the featured recipe of air fryer. Okay, and now if you want to check if we really got the image of its featured recipe, you can go to recipe categories, go to the air fryer, and check its featured recipe. It's crunchy roll balls. So let's go to recipes, let's find crunchy roll balls, and see, we got this image right here. This image is the same as this image, right? So we got the correct one. And now we're gonna if we hit refresh, and if we go to our home page and hit refresh too, and voila, we got the featured recipe of these categories. Great, right? But it doesn't we have some stylistic differences, right? Style differences, so we gotta fix that, right? So and the way we can do that is let's set the vertical gap 0, so there are no spaces now, and we can't have okay, yep, it's more like this, and we have to add some paddings of maybe 30 and 30, and as we can see, the category names are in uppercase, so we're gonna go to typography, hit uppercase, reduce the font size, add some letter spacing, and maybe some more. Yeah, looks fine. I think it has a bolder weight, right? Okay, it's way too bold. Maybe 5. Okay, let me get it's maybe a little small, and the image is also a bit longer, right? And we have to fix that. We kind of have to go to listing, the featured recipe image for our top 4 categories, and we just have to hit it 20 maybe. Anyway, let's say that's all right. Okay, refresh. Yep, well, looks fine to me. Right, the height maybe a bit more. 40. Anyway, I think that's okay. Now, the category name is kind of is a bit on the featured image, right? And to do that, we're gonna select our category name, our dynamic field, and come down to transform and click on offset, select percent, set it to -50, and yes, there you go. Halfway between the image, right? Anyway, so anything else? Let's hit publish, and okay, let's go to our pages, edit it. Oh, we have it right here. Anyway, let's hit refresh because we changed many things. Okay, there we go. Delete it, and we have to set the 0, and we not change it, not maybe 10, right? Okay, a bit more, 15 looks good, and we're happy, right? It looks fine, and we actually where is it? Okay, why am I here? Why am I here saying what do I need to change? Do I need to change anything? Oh, right. We need to make it clickable. So it takes when you click here, it takes us to the term page, right? So we're just gonna make listing item hit. If you come here, click this button and set the make listing item clickable and link source permalink, and it's all done. And maybe yes, open a new window and hit publish, and hit publish. Let's preview changes. Okay, now if we this is clickable, right? Click here and it takes us to the recipe category page of gluten-free, right? All right, so we are done with our first part of phase 3. Now let's move on to the second part, 9-column circular category section. It's we're gonna do pretty much the same thing. Again, we're gonna create a term, another term listing, and we have to do it because they're differently styled, right? And again, we're going to create a query, most popular query, but there are some differences. And again, we're going to add our featured recipe image, and to do that, we're going to create another listing, an image listing, right? Okay, so let's create another listing for our terms. Our terms are differently styled here, right? It's black and doesn't have any background. Anyway, okay. Let me just delete this. I don't need it here. I don't need them anymore. And recipe categories, and we're gonna name it listing next 9 categories. Okay, these are bad names, but let's be happy. Okay, again, let's reduce the preview width, and let's pull the dynamic field again, and get the term name. Okay, and we're gonna style it differently. It's gonna be black. It's not gonna be yes, it's gonna be uppercase too, right? Uppercase, bold, and bold, right? Okay, bold. And what am I doing? Okay, Arvo. Yep, reduce it maybe a bit, and center it. Okay, center it. And I think we are done right here. Hit publish, get to home page, publish, hit ref. Okay, it's not done here. Is it what is going on? Okay, let's pull another container and pull a listing grid, and it's called, what is it called? Yeah, next 9 categories. Oh, look at them. Okay, so these are just random categories, but we need the most popular categories, so we're going to create a query now. And we cannot use the same query because there are some, because the reason we cannot do that is because these 9 categories, these are the next 9 most popular categories, right? And now if I use the our previous query, it's gonna get the most popular categories starting from 1. So it's gonna get gluten-free, leafy greens, chicken, mains, all these 4 items, and I don't want that. I want the next 9 after mains, right? After this category, I want it to start from I want it to start after mains, right? So let's see if I can do that. Okay, why am I getting so? Okay, so okay, let's create the query. Let's. Oh no, I shouldn't have done that. I want to be here. Let's go to JetEngine Query Builder, and I'm gonna name it query next 9 categories, right? And this is gonna be our terms query. Taxonomy is recipe, and we want order by the number of objects associated with the term, and highest to lowest. Now at this point is the same as our previous query that we set for our 4 most popular categories, but we need our, as I said before, we need our these 9 categories to start after the first 4, right? So we're gonna set the offset to 4 so that it starts from the 5th item, the 5th most popular categories. And if you just set the offset, it's not going to work. You also have to add the total query number, and I want 13 total queries, right? So 4 and 9, 13. So let's hit refresh. Okay, now let's add our custom query, which is next 9 categories. And as you can see, it starts from spring, right? So cool. and we only need 9 of them. So, and it doesn't work because you need to set it here, you know, how many you want to show, and I want to show 9. So hit publish, maybe, you know, remove it, doesn't matter. Okay, I'm getting so okay, I think I messed up a little. I don't want to, you know, he's gonna start from the 5th item, and then I, you know, I put 9 here, you know, I don't need 9 here. After 5, I need to show only 9 items, right? So let's put 9 here, and hit refresh. For some reason, I'm getting server error. Okay, yep, I'm getting 9 now. So let's set it to 9, and it works great. Right. Okay, now I gotta get the featured recipe image, and it's this. We're gonna do the same thing as we did before. We're gonna, you know, go to listing, create another listing for our recipe, and we're gonna maybe listing featured recipe image next 9. Whoa, great name. Okay, so we just need to get the image, right? Okay, let's make it 360 and featured image, and we need this to be circular, right? So I think I'm gonna add a fixed size like 100, right? So cover, and in a border radius, you know, 100% and 100%, and it's circular. I think 100 looks good, I think, right? The size, I think it's okay. If it isn't, we'll change it later. Now let's come to our, you know, term listing and hit refresh, and let's add our listing grid and listing. Okay, listing featured recipe image next 9, and it's getting, you know, all the recipe images, right? We don't need that. What we need is only the recipe that is the featured recipe of this category, right? So we can use our previously created query, you know, this featured recipe query, and it's gonna work. Yep, it works fine. Probably we need to center this image, you know. Okay, anyway, okay, all right. We're gonna hit 0, 0, great, and okay, well, how can we center it? Maybe center, no. Let me just figure out a way to center it. Oh, we just need to fix the column number. Very good, it's done. We probably need some spacing, so add some margin top, maybe 10, not 10 looks a lot. And I think if we now refresh our homepage, okay, data was not found. Okay, data was not found for this one. We didn't set any featured recipe for this one, so we're gonna do that in a second. But I think we need to center the texts, so we'll come here. What do you think? Will this work? Is this gonna work? Yes. Yep, they're centered nice. But we're gonna, we have to reduce the padding. Now I guess 30 looks fine, but we're gonna add to create some gap between our footer and this listing grid. We're gonna add some padding, okay? And let's see, let's just okay, it works. Now let's add a featured recipe for this one, appetizers. So where can we go? Okay, oh, right, okay, my brain's not working. Let's connect. Let's add any of this one. Hit update. Now let's refresh this page, and this should work. Yep, it works. Oh, looks like the same recipe has been added as the featured recipe for these two categories. It doesn't matter. So there you go. It actually looks a lot like this, I think. Maybe I'll reduce the padding a bit. Padding, so 20, maybe 25, and I think we need to make them clickable as well, so publish, and we're gonna come here, make listing item clickable, new window, publish, and hit refresh. What is this? There you go. So you can click here and go to the category page. It's wonderful. And so this is how you create, this is how I've recreated this thing. It felt really difficult. I think yes, we're done. But I did it, and you can follow the faces and then easily do it, right? So I don't know if I explained everything easily. I don't think I did, but I did what I did, because I can't change anything now. So anyway, so thanks for watching and have a good day.